Hi, it's Mark Bossert here, producer of the Pawlik Automotive podcast this morning, and we're talking trucks. How are you doing this morning, Bernie?
Doing very well.
So we're going to talk about a 2001 Ford E350 7.3 liter Powerstroke diesel that had an IDM replacement. What was going on with this diesel vehicle?
Well, this vehicle, the IDM, to start with, stands for Ignition Driver Module. And what was going on with the vehicle is that it was, it would stall out, or it would be driving fine, and all of a sudden start running poorly, lack power, wouldn't really go anywhere, barely limp along, or as I said, stall out. So it definitely had some pretty serious driving issues.
And what is an ignition driver module? What does it do?
What it does is it actually fires the fuel injector. So these are, with the Powerstroke, they use high pressure oil to boost the injection of the fuel, but that's triggered with an electronic signal. So the IDM basically fires the fuel injectors, and it's a pretty high, fairly high voltage signal compared to what's in the car. So it'll boost up the voltage and then fire the injectors at whenever the computer commands.
And so what kind of symptoms was happening with the van?
As I said, it would stall out. It would, so when the engine was running, it would run fine for a while. Then all of a sudden it would just start running poorly, misfiring, stalling, lack of power. As far as diagnostics, so some of the tests we did on it, we had a little bit of history with this vehicle. We've been servicing it for quite a while, and back about 6 months ago, we replaced all the fuel injectors because there was issues with the injectors. We also replaced the wiring harnesses, which run under the valve cover, and these are a common problem issue. They'll develop problems. So we knew that those items were good, and based on the symptoms, when the vehicle did start running poorly, we could see it was a complete engine failure, if you know what I mean. Like, as opposed to an individual cylinder, that would be just sort of a rough shake. But because of just a severe lack of power, we figured it was a more overall issue. Next course, scanned the vehicle computer. We found a code stored for an IDM circuit fault, which clearly put everything being the IDM unit at fault. So
did you find anything else that was going on once you replaced the IDM?
No, that was it. I'll actually show you some pictures. I'll show you some pictures, though. It's interesting to show what we actually found when we did replace the IDM. So that is the IDM, the old one here. Pretty ugly, crusty looking part. This is on the floor of my shop, so it's kind of a speckled concrete floor, which is a weird background. But the electrical connectors go in here, and this is the body of the module. And you can see this little button piece is kind of slipped out, and there's a lot of corrosion around here. Surefire indicator that there's water inside the module, and water in the module is a very common issue. As a matter of fact, you can see a little bit of moisture here. This is after we drained a lot of water out of it. So this piece had popped out of place, water had seeped into the module, and that was why it was behaving the way it was. Sometimes it would be fine, other times water would slosh around and, of course, start short-circuiting various components, start short-circuiting it, and it wouldn't fire the injectors properly. Now, why would water get in the module? Well, this module is not particularly located in a fantastic spot. There's the underhood view, the coolant overflow bottles here. There's the new IDM right there. Now you can see that this is on the edge of the hood rail. It's on the edge of the cowl here, where water can run right down here, right on top of the module. So not an exactly brilliant spot to have an electronic component. And there is another closer view of, again, the IDM, and that's the yellow arrows just kind of indicate that's where water will run down on the unit or from this area here.
We would assume these modules are well sealed to deal with water. Is there preventative measures that would have helped prevent the damage?
Well, first off, yeah, they are really well sealed. I mean, this truck is a 2001. I'd say that module is definitely the original, and it's 2018 now, so that's 17 years of use, 17, 18 years of use. So that's, that's a long time. But yes, could it be better? Yeah, they could have put some shielding and covering over top of it. I mean, one could fashion like a tin plate or maybe a plastic shield over top to allow the water to run off. We haven't done that, but it's certainly something that you could do for a bit of extra preventative measure. One thing that if you ever did do something like that, make sure you give some breathing room, because this module will, generate heat, and it needs to dissipate the heat. So So that's something important. But yeah, definitely something that could be done. I mean, had water not run on this module, yeah, this vehicle would still be running. So clearly it did kill it at a premature age.
We've talked a lot about different versions of Ford Powerstroke diesels. It's a V8 diesel. How are these 7.3 liter engines when compared to their newer counterparts?
Well, 7.3s actually are extremely reliable. There's not a lot of problems that happen with them. The injectors generally last a long time. I mean, there are a few concerns with them, but generally, I mean, compared to their newer issues, newer versions, like especially the 6 liter, it's a very reliable engine. Of course, it is noisy. It's kind of stinky. It doesn't have the emission, lower emission qualities that the newer versions have, and it's a lot noisier. But it is a good, powerful diesel, and its reliability is quite amazing. So yeah, definitely a better version, but a little older. I mean, you're gonna have to be putting up with the rattling noise, and some people actually like that because it does give you a feel of you're actually running a diesel. So, and they still work well. I mean, this vehicle's 18 years old and still, I mean, it's still got lots of life left in it. So, you know, I mean, an 18-year-old van with a gas motor at this point is probably not worth a whole lot of money, but a diesel still worthwhile to keep going.
So there you go. If you're looking for service for your 7.3 liter Powerstroke in Vancouver, the guys to see are Pawlik Automotive. You can reach them at 604-327-7112 to book your appointment, or check out their website, pawlikautomotive.com. Lots of articles and videos on there, as well as on our YouTube channel, Pawlik Auto Repair, or on our podcast. Hope you're enjoying it. Thanks a lot, Bernie.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for listening and watching.